This is part 2 of my comparison with the vintage Aurora HL slot cars of the 60s, comparing to the contemporary versions that are available today made by Auto World. And they're sort of an apples and oranges. You can't really compare the two. What I was concerned with the first video was how much fun they were running them and racing them. But they're vastly different. The performance levels are vastly different, but that doesn't necessarily make one better than the other. They're just different. And I kind of rambled on too long on that one, so I wanted to talk about two things: the appearance issues and quality. So first, the Aurora cars were made or molded in body color. So if there's a red one, it's red all the way through. The nice thing about that is if it's scuffed a little bit, you could probably polish it out and make it look really good. The Auto World cars are cast typically in white and then they're painted. And that's nice because they will use like original factory colors, or in this case, make a pretty stunning replica of an actual car, or a race car in this case. This is Parnelli Jones' 1970 Trans Am Mustang. He won quite a few races that year, and this is just fantastic. The decals and the trim around the windows and all the little details, it's just really impressive. The back tail lights, everything looks great. Even the lettering on the tires. And that's just the difference between, the old days and the new days. And here's a comparison of I bought this car off eBay with a batch of cars. It was some young racer's car. He had actually gone to a real Trans Am race, and apparently Dan Gurney won in this car, number 16. And Auto World has made one, and that's just the difference in what you would have had available decal-wise, because now you can probably find someone that makes the decals and make one of these yourself. But it's a lot of work, painting it, taping it off. Got to paint it two-tone, a lot of the details. And the Auto World one just looks fantastic. So they are different, the Auto World and the Auto World one. And a good example is this Mustang. In some cases, the Auto World bodies are bigger. In the Mustang's case, quite a bit bigger. And it lets them do a little bit better job on the proportioning. This is pretty obvious when you look at the back window area of both cars, where this back window on the original Aurora version, it's really kind of small. They should have stretched it out. They probably couldn't because a body post is on the underside of that. So they took some liberties, and they were really magicians at what they did, because if you really sit down and take a hard look at some of the bodies and proportions they did, they're kind of distorted. But Aurora had this magic and still made them look right, and it's part of their charm. And I don't know how they did it, but when you start to look at details, you're like, yeah, that back window is a little small, but it's okay. It looks fine. We accepted it. We knew it was a 1969 Mach 1 Mustang. I mean, it's just fantastic what they did. But Auto World has kind of taken less liberties and tried to make the bodies better proportioned in some cases. In the case of the Mustang, they had to make it a lot bigger. So that's a decision they made, and I'm accepting of that. And like I say, the car looks really good. It's just a lot bigger than the Aurora version. So the appearance can be quite a bit different, and Aurora had a lot of details painted on, stripes, some of the chrome trim, where Auto World has done a really great job of like the stainless steel window trim, wiper blades, and things like that. So they say it's a big difference between the two cars, and that's what you would expect with 50 years difference between them. Really nice job on everybody's part. Now, I wanted to touch on quality, and I really don't have a way to measure this or talk about it. And what I remember about the Auto World cars is that, one, I spent a lot of time working on my cars. Now, most of mine were hand-me-down cars, so that could be part of it. But the other thing is it seemed like we'd never have cars that had similar performance. Someone would buy a car, it would just be fast, it would always be fast. Someone else would get a different car and it might be slow, might always be slow. Nothing we could do to it to make it better. And it sort of spawned a aftermarket hop-up parts craze. Even Aurora themselves offered hop-up parts to make the cars run better. So it kind of became a little bit of a competition to make your car run better than the other guy. So it was really hard to get, a batch of cars to race together. And how I deal with it today is I just have a big batch of the original cars and I cherry pick them. I look for the ones that race similar on the track, top speed and handling and stuff like that. So the variation between cars with Aurora I thought was just really, really huge and pretty cumbersome because, when I was young, you were only going to have a few cars to ever deal with. And if your buddy got a fast one, well, there was no way you could compete. Now, with our rapid communication with the internet and forums and Facebook and things like that, there's some people that have strong opinions on the quality of the Auto World cars. And I've had my issues. It hasn't really detracted me or soured me on the brand. I had one car, came in a race set. The decals were messed up, maybe not properly. I don't know what happened, but they quickly replaced it. And also, you'll notice on this Cougar, it does not have the lettered tires. And that's because this chassis was replaced. And maybe I can show it on the Mustang better. The back axle was really sloppy. And in the Cougar, it was so sloppy, the tire would actually rub occasionally on the body and just slow it way down. It's like someone hitting the brakes, like going down the straight, just hitting the brakes. So in both cases, Auto World responded pretty promptly. And chances are, if you go through enough of this stuff in the world we live in today with things made overseas somewhere, you may end up with a quality issue and you just need to contact whatever manufacturer, whether it's Auto World or whatever. So I've had some experiences with that, and but like I say, it didn't kind of turn me off to the brand. So I don't really have a way to measure that, but for the most part, the Auto World stuff I've gotten, I've been very pleased with it, and especially the appearance. They look fantastic. So if you have any experiences with that, if you have any opinions, please put them in the comment section. I do appreciate all the comments, and I try to reply, at least give a thumbs up. And it's getting difficult at times to keep up with some of the comments made on videos made a couple months ago. But I do appreciate them. I love it. It's great. And once again, I've rambled on a lot longer than I thought I would. But let me know what you think, and thanks for watching.